Deep down, I believe you know you're a monster too. Go on, fuck that nigga, get it over with.
You have done nothing but tell me how bored you were. I was the chore, the job you didn't want to do. To me, you were everything.
And I can't get out of bed. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Roll me up, smoke me like I'm the last backward you have in your life. Take your time.
Brother, this is why you cannot vent to your guy friends. One of my guy friends knows what's up. Like, he knows the whole thing, like, my dating life and shit like that. Like, he knows what has happened in the past, right? So currently, he knows that I'm actually talking to someone. Mind you, he doesn't know too many details, but we were having a conversation and he goes, so how is this guy? Is he great? Does he suck? And I'm like, no, he's like actually like really cool. And tell me why this guy literally goes, it must kind of be hard, right? And I'm like, what's hard? And he goes, well, you're not really like used to being treated properly, like correct, like the right way. So anything this guy does, it's gonna sweep you off your feet, no matter what it is. Like, this guy could literally do the bare minimum and you're head over heels. Basically, it's gonna be easy to like win you over. That must kind of suck, right? I couldn't even be upset because he low-key was spitting fat. Like, I definitely, he ate without, he
In that moment, it felt like I was already dead.
Couldn't sleep last night because I know that it's over between us. I'm not bitter anymore because I know that what we had was real. And if in some distant place in the future we see each other in our new lives, I'll smile at you with joy and remember how we spent a summer beneath the trees, learning from each other and growing in love.
Let's hear what you got.
All right. Well, these little...
Wrap it up.
I'm tired. Can I sleep in your house tonight? Mom.
My 15-year-old brother took his own life 3 years ago. Every day I struggle with forgiving him because it seemed like a very selfish and weak thing to do.
sad all the time. I'm not the person I was.
Kooks and pokes. 2 tribes, 1 island.
The Outer Banks. Paradise on Earth. It's the sort of place where you either have 2 jobs or 2 houses. That's JJ, my best friend since the 3rd grade. He's about as local as they come. Latest in a long line of fishing, drinking, smuggling, vendetta-holding salt lifers who made their living off the water. And that's Kiara, or Ki as we call her. And when she's not so...
It is Essay Awareness Month, so let's talk about it. Disclaimer, this is a safe space for girls and guys, so if you're unhappy with that, leave. Because even though the strong majority of victims is girls, guys can still be victims. Essay human trafficking is one of the most tragic things I can even comprehend. And it is so important that we bring light to the victims and to awareness like this. I live in the city where it's the most common in the world. Unfortunately, it does happen to a lot of people. It's hard to give advice on something that I've never experienced. I will say this, your struggles are valid, whether it was in a relationship, whether you were trafficked, whether it was some random person on the street, whether you're not even sure if it was a no or not. The tragedy that you went through and just the mental struggle of that is insane. And it is so sad that we have to live in a place like that, and just this world is like that. If you're going through something like that, go get help. Remember that you are so loved and that people like that are so evil. I hope you have an amazing day, and remember you are worth so more than you could ever imagine.
Wait, let me guess. You're that person who's always had that problem. You want to let your problems out by venting to someone, but you never wanted to vent deeply with your problems because you don't want to bother them or get worried about you. Whenever you gotten into a fight in school and got so mad, you'd always had the feeling you wanted to cry, but you forced yourself not to. Because you don't want them to call you weak or a crybaby. But you wanted to cry because you're mad. You always cry inside the house, but smile and laugh during in school, because you don't want them to be worried about you. You're depressed, you're sad, you're suicidal, you're mad, you're stressed, you're tired, and you're that person who gets emotional or gets angry or irritated quickly. And you're that person who has family problems. You have to go through hard things all the time, but you can't tell anyone about it. You wished you never been born because you never had a choice. So tell me, how does it feel if you were left out in your friend group? It feels hurt, right? They were talking funny jokes and stories while you just see them laughing at the distance. Then you try to join them by asking them what they're doing. But they just ignored you and continued to talk as if you were invisible. And you can't help but overthinking about it all day. They're ignoring you or affecting your studies, and you can't focus at school. At home, you ask yourself, what did I do to them? Did I do something wrong? You tried to text and call them, but they just hang up the call and sent you dry texts and went offline, as if they don't want to be friends with a person like you.
I don't love you anymore. Goodbye.
Reveals that small children who are treated badly by their parents will always, rather oddly, blame themselves and not their parents for their injuries. They hate who they are rather than hating those who've done them wrong. Small children immediately notice when they're not loved as much as they might and need to be. They understand nothing of the reasons for this hard-heartedness, but they feel all of the pain. And yet they need to locate some kind of explanation nevertheless, and so they quickly and intuitively settle on one that almost always feels most compelling to them, that they have done something wrong. Why is Mummy so agitated? Because they've done something wrong. Why is Daddy so cold? Because they've done something wrong. Why aren't they being treated kindly? Because they've done something wrong. Why is their little sister being preferred to them? Because they've done something wrong.
Why am I so ugly? Every day, I stare into the mirror, pondering, how come every other girl is so gorgeous and then there's just me? My parents are both so pretty, so I don't understand why I'm not. I'm so disgusted with myself that I cry myself to sleep every single night. I cover my true identity with fake feelings and a fake personality. And I even cover my whole face up with the power of makeup. I cannot leave the house without it. I've become addicted. When people tell her that she's pretty, she just can't think of any possible way that she's pretty. She hates every angle and every inch of herself. She gets made fun of at school, which makes her even more insecure than she is. She looks at herself and just cries. She cries and cries and cries. She wonders how she has such a pretty and perfect best friend. Why does anyone even like me at all?
That reveals that small children who are treated badly by their parents will always, rather oddly, blame themselves and not their parents for their injuries. They hate who they are rather than hating those who've done them wrong. Small children immediately notice when they're not loved as much as they might and need to be. They understand nothing of the reasons for this hard-heartedness, but they feel all of the pain. And yet they need to locate some kind of explanation nevertheless, and so they quickly and intuitively settle on one that almost always feels most compelling to them, that they have done something wrong. Why is Mummy so agitated? Because they've done something wrong. Why is Daddy so cold? Because they've done something wrong. Why aren't they being treated kindly? Because they've done something wrong. Why is their little sister being preferred to them? Because they've done something wrong.
Well, you did it. You took my one chance at happiness and crushed it. Crushed it into little tiny bite-sized pieces. I really had expected better of you people. I guess I'm a loser for that too. Don't bother showing up tomorrow. I'll just tell them you all died in a marching accident. So thanks. Thanks for nothing.
Suddenly I feel tears in my eyes. I bring up a hand to cover my face, and when I speak, my voice is all high-pitched and wobbly. I feel like shit.
I'm honestly so tired fighting. It's always my fault. So I have no use to fight. They would always see me happy or energetic. But inside me, I'm dying. Not even one person asked if I'm okay. They never knew why I said those words or why I do those actions. They never even know why I do things to myself. I'm tired. It's always me, it's always my fault. I don't have anything left to do. So I'll accept all of you leaving me because of my attitude. Because no one cares to stay to understand me, instead leaving me.
I don't know what to do, man. Look, I'm in a bad spot.
But I